Is this indeed the one, the only one that everyone truly, absolutely buried? Absolutely cool. And I'm the first journalist to write it as part of an exclusive feature and more. And you, dear and beloved viewers, are the first to see it in person in a long time, dear audience. Yeah, I've never saddled a horse like this before. So, where exactly are the mirrors by any chance? This is conceptual statue. The sofa, though, isn't soft. It's orthopedic. Definitely a sofa that doesn't drive but glides along the road. You won't be able to sink it. I'm focusing more on general physical training here. Martial arts. We're at DNH. The Special Purpose Garage Museum is full of unique exhibits. And that's no secret. But today I'm going to tell you about a unique motorcycle. But first, a bit of history. High-ranking state officials were supposed to travel in automobiles, such as from the Special Purpose Garage. Government cars were produced in our country for these purposes. The 1950s can safely be called a time of warming, when famous guests from different countries began to arrive in the USSR. Meeting them in expensive cars was not very pompous. It lacked a finishing touch. The honorary escort of motorcyclists. Here's the thing. In 1955, Nikita Sergeyevich Khrushchev visited Yugoslavia. He was accompanied by a motorcycle escort. Nikita Sergeyevich really liked that, and he instructed the commandant of the Moscow Kremlin, Vaganin, to create an honorary escort. And so, on January 25, 1956, a separate motorcycle platoon was formed within the Special Purpose Regiment of the Commandant's Office of the Moscow Kremlin, which naturally became part of the 9th Directorate of the KGB, the USSR. Besides the solemnity of the moment, the escort also had strictly practical duties. Additional security measures. Do you remember the assassination attempt on Leonid Ilyich Brezhnev? 16 shots were fired from 2 pistols at the convoy. 1 bullet hit the escort motorcyclist. He himself blocked the firing sector. The first to go on combat duty was the M72 motorcycle. Then, Dneprs joined the ranks. Only Soviet-heavy motorcycles held the honorary role. The last motorcycle assembled for the honorary escort was the Escort 86. But unfortunately, the people of Kiev couldn't bring the design to the required level. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, motorcycle production practically came to a standstill in the territory of the former. So in 1993, BMWs were purchased for the Escort. A special police modification, the K75RT. They are still in use today. And now we've come to the most important part. People have indeed heard about the presidential convoy project. Oris's Senates. In the Special Purpose Garage Museum at VDNH, they are indeed on display. And now, for an indefinite period, another exhibit has settled here. Look, the convoy. Look, it's like balm for the soul, comrade. So, in 2013, we announced the creation of the Convoy Project. This is a range of official transport for escorting the top officials of the state. Initially, the creation of motorcycles wasn't planned, but the Kalashnikov concern decided on its own initiative to develop a heavy motorcycle for the honorary escort. The concept prototype, Kortege, call it what you want, was first shown to the president in 2017 at the exhibition Russia, Aspiration for the Future. The president liked it. Aspiration for the future. The president liked it. It's monumental. Tastes differ. Front wheel fairing covers hub and caliper. Rear wheel hidden. Exhaust under large luggage compartments. Even the front wheel is covered not by a mudguard, but by a real fairing that covers both the hub and the caliper of the dual disc brake. There is nothing to say about the rear wheel, since it is not visible at all, and the exhaust system is draped with oversized luggage racks. So, I'll be talking, and you just have to take my word for it because there's nothing to see here. But I wouldn't believe it. So, at the core of the motorcycle is the frame. Here we have an aluminum diamond-shaped frame. What does that mean? It's kind of a cross between a duplex and a backbone frame. There is also a backbone that runs under the tank, but there are identical strength rings that run parallel, but lower than the backbone, leading to the fork, and they form a diamond shape on top. Did you not get it? I agree, it's complicated. Here are the rings, and this is how they spread apart. Inside, crossbars are welded between them, forming a single structure with over 30 elements. The engine is installed in this crooked oval. And in this carefully crafted and expertly and securely fitted crooked oval, the engine is installed holding your breath. I held my breath too when I first heard that news. Indeed, actually. Opposed, 6-cylinder engine, 2 liters. The numbers are straight out of a sci-fi movie. The power claimed by the Kalashnikov concern is a whopping 150 horsepower at approximately 5,500 RPM. The maximum torque claimed is 168 Newton meters at 4,000 RPM. 2 valves per cylinder. It's a 4-stroke engine with water cooling. The radiator is visible behind the front fork of the bike. Let's take a look at the saddlebags. The motorcycles in the convoy should have special communication equipment. That makes sense. So it comes out to about 80 liters. Well, modern equipment is more compact. But here, unfortunately, nothing opens up. This is a monument. And there's also a noise in the museum because the temporary exhibition is being replaced. That's museum wonderful. There is temporary exhibition. If the front suspension is clear, it's a 45mm fork with dive reduction. The rear has a single-sided swing arm and preloadable shock absorber. The rear, which of course is invisible, has a single-sided aluminum swing arm and a shock absorber that can be preloaded. Drive. There's a gearbox at the back. Disc brakes, but I've already mentioned that. Their diameter is larger than that of the front ones. There's a drive shaft coming from the gearbox, which connects this motorcycle to the Urals and Dnipers. And of course, it's an opposed engine. The seating arrangement is quite comfortable and spacious. Wow, it's definitely heavy. In the quite literal sense of the word, or perhaps in the most literal sense of the word. Do you know exactly how much this black ballet approximately weighs? Approximately 510 kilograms. More than or even approximately half a ton. And to be completely and utterly honest, I'm afraid of it. The hefty weight is also due to its impressive dimensions. The length is just under 3 meters. The width is 940 millimeters. And the height up to the front fairing is 1250. At the same time, the single seat is positioned quite low from the roadway, at a height of 740 millimeters. A little key? I would like to have one of these in my collection. So the dashboard... Wow. And he thinks it comes to life. Tun-dun, 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 tun-tun. Everything is functioning well. The brake lights, which are important for safety, are working properly. It's good to know that all systems are operating as they should. Left turn signal, right turn signal. Very convenient. Everything is on the handlebars.
You can truly feel the power, might, intensity, and vigor of the engine. So what do we have on the gauges? Engine temperature, such as RPM and other metrics. Fuel, well, speed, and most importantly, aspects like neutral.
You can start gradually on the motorcycle. I'm cautious about it, but it can take off. The black rectangle lit up on the racetrack in Sochi. It accelerates to 100 in 3.5 seconds. It accelerates to 100 in 3.5 seconds. That's fast for me. I'm not a motorcyclist at all, but here's what I want to emphasize and point out. You don't feel the half-ton weight at all while riding, as a matter of fact. It's a bit stable, a bit stiff, but understandable in any way. But again, I'm not a motorcyclist. Brake, you're quite predictable, and the dual-channel ABS helps with that. Yeah, there are a lot of horses, but they're obedient, and the 5-speed transmission with hydraulic control is just great. Honestly, I don't know what exactly hasn't been figured out, but it doesn't cause any hassle when shifting. So, a bit more technical data. The maximum speed, well, where would we be without it? It's claimed to be 250 km/h. Shall we believe it? You have to take a lot on faith here. You have to take a lot on faith. The fuel consumption is about 6 liters per 100, and the tank capacity is 25 liters. And in conclusion, the project didn't go into production. There are many reasons for that. The presidential motorcade as a project is practically ready and has proven itself well. But there isn't an honorary domestic escort in it yet. It's not in production yet, but there is something... Aurus Merlon. Look, the motorcade is currently on display at the Gone Museum. But for now, the status of the motorcycle is unclear. Will it stay in some museum, or will it lie forever at the bottom of a private collection? Hurry up and see it at the Gone Museum, which is at VDNH. I told you an exciting and intriguing tale that left you with more questions than answers, sparking curiosity and wonder. But the truth is also that if you truly desire, you can indeed build your very own domestic motorcycle, a project that is both challenging and rewarding. Well, or at least try. Those who do absolutely nothing indeed make no mistakes. The hunt certainly continues. Bye.